Welcome everybody to our weekly AMA here at Universal Nodes. We're going to try something new this morning. We're going to do some crypto news, and then we're going to do an update from Universal. We're going to do an NFA. We're going to talk about a lot of topics, many different opinions. So please do your own research. None of this is financial advice. We'll start with, let's introduce everybody. We have Ozzy up on the stage. You want to say hi, or will everyone just kind of quickly introduce themselves?
Hey, I'm Ozzy, community manager, team member here at Universal. Been in DeFi for a long time. Run a trading community, have a Discord bot, help at the House of Obsidian. So glad to be here with everybody.
Ghost, you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Yep. Hi everyone, I am Ghost. I am a moderator for a very small community just now, so if you need anything, just ping me and I'll pretend to know what I'm talking about.
Thanks, Ghost. And then we have Wax and Stud, who are team members here who all know. Okay, so the first news we're going to bring up is U.S. news, kind of the two big topics that came out today. That U.S. unemployment rate in July decreased to 3.5%, the lowest since February 2020. And then the other one was U.S. inflation has fallen to 8.5%, dropping for the first time since April 2020. According to the results, as of July, the annual inflation in U.S. slowed down from 9.1 to 8.5%, while the forecast said it was 8.7%.
Yeah, I think the unemployment numbers are interesting. Kind of signals of just the fact that the economy is still strong. I think a lot of people were thinking the economy was weak, but there was never really a sign, to me at least, that the U.S. economy was really in distress. So the unemployment news is kind of, to me, just another go forward for the Fed to keep going harder on inflation and on interest rate hikes. So to me, there's nothing kind of out of the ordinary there. Honestly, for people that were looking for maybe when the end in sight was for the end of rate hikes, well, they'll probably be disappointed because this employment news is probably going to push it back even further.
Yeah, you broke up a little bit there, but yeah, I think looking forward, trying to predict what's going to happen. I mean, the markets reacted nicely, but what's actually going to happen? What was interesting to me was the language from the last Fed was he used the word data dependent a lot. So they're going on a long break till September. They use the word data dependent a lot, and then some of the data that's coming out is unemployment rate decreased. Inflation, while maybe just 1 month, it's a data point in between, and may signal what they might do. Some people might predict that they're thinking about pivoting. So it's just a prediction. Who knows what's going to happen? But it's interesting.
Yeah, to be very honest, the inflation data to me is not as strong a signal. Like the market took it really, really well, but isn't that strong a signal to me that there's actually going to be a shift out of our current kind of place with inflation and with the stance of the Fed, because it's come with the release. This is one of the first months where the strategic reserve of oil was easily available and was out for the entire month. So that really helped curb some of the inflation, which was related
really
to gasoline.
Really tied to gas. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one thing that they cited in the CPI data release, is that part of why inflation is down is because the price of gas has kind of stabilized, and
which is out of the Fed's control.
Yeah, which is out of the Fed's control and is totally unrelated to the actual supply chain and other economic factors that are actually driving inflation.
Well, it's an interesting topic. I'll certainly be watching it. Hoping for on for risk assets. But anyway, we can move on. There really is a lot of topics to cover. Did you guys want to add anything else to that?
No, nothing at all.
There's kind of like two broad topics of news, and one was kind of good news and bad news, like hacks and exploits versus like a lot of adoption news. And one of the things that happened this week, like on 8.2, Solana, kind of a stream of topics, Solana wallets are facing an ongoing exploit with over 5 million stolen. And then the update was Solana is still investigating, unable to determine. Solana says the exploit led to 8,000 wallets being drained, and then there's no evidence that the Solana protocol or its cryptography was compromised. My question is, does this worry you that there are so many vulnerabilities with Solana, or the fact that it survives all these attacks, is it like a bull argument for them?
I mean, I'll let someone else go first, but if no one's got anything to say, I've got some ideas.
Yeah, you go ahead, Ozzy.
I think this is kind of, it's not so good. I think the fact that there's continuing exploits is going to make more institutional investors kind of question whether or not they would want to be using the protocol, because it seems to be the one that we constantly hear in the news as being exposed to different vulnerabilities. And so right now that wouldn't signal very good long-term sustainability for the protocol, even if this was just a wallet side issue. And the other thing is like a lot of the activity on Solana, although it's starting to get some gaming activity as well, it's mainly driven by the cheaper Solana NFTs. And as Polygon is starting to really move into the NFT space, and this built in with the security of Ethereum, with the cheaper gas fees that people use Solana for, I think the EVM compatibility will end up driving people towards Polygon and away from Solana.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Solana anyways. Yeah,
like Solana is not intercompatible with most of the major chains like BNB, Ethereum, AVAX, Polygon. And so considering the future of crypto is cross-chain, that's already a major knock on it. Plus all of these major exploits kind of just seal the deal for it in terms of sealing its fate. And really, right now, the major use case for Solana is these NFTs, and they're only being used for NFTs because it's got cheaper gas fees than Ethereum. But Polygon is really stepping in to kind of slowly start eating away at that market cap.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's just cheaper gas fees and the speed. That's it, really.
Yeah.
Cool. I
There's
appreciate
nothing
you
more.
guys' perspective on that one. I'm not very involved with Solana, but I see all these things and I worry
Me
a little
too.
bit.
Yeah, I mean, what I heard about the exploit is that people got they actually Solana saved what is this? You see those words that you get, what do you call those again?
Seed phrases?
Exactly. They saved them somewhere and then people managed to get that and that's how they managed to hack. Like it.
It's very centralized, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Solana is probably one
Yeah,
of the
because
most
Solana is
centralized.
centralized anyways, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how they managed to hack it.
Cool. Well, there is kind of a bunch. Let's get into another topic. Are you guys have any opinions on the Tornado Cash situation? That was kind of an interesting story, but I don't know much. I've never used that protocol. But basically, it got banned by the United States Treasury. Circle blacklisted it. GitHub took some stuff down. There was like 437 million in stablecoins blocked. But then I saw this thing that said Vitalik Buterin used Tornado Cash to donate it to Ukraine. And I saw like a James Pelton headline and it was like, about a project, is this the next Tornado Cash? So is it just another one going to pop up? Like, what is it?
There are others on the market already. Tornado Cash is just the most popular and well-known Tumblr in the crypto space.
Tumblr.
And yeah, so Tumblr is like basically it's money laundering is what Tornado Cash does. Is it you add the exact same amount of money as a whole bunch of other people, either in Ethereum or a few different. It takes a bunch of different coins and basically tumbles them all, mixes all those funds together, and then you have a special code to withdraw your money. So people use that for rug pulls a lot, to basically try to securely withdraw to their centralized exchange account without being able to be detected.
But if used ethically, it's just like wanting anonymity, right?
Yeah, if you're using it ethically, it's for anonymity, but there's been a lot, like it's used in terrorism related, like there's a whole bunch of other uses, but the thing is that it's only been banned in the United States. So if you don't plan to go to the United States or have a U.S. bank account, then it doesn't really matter, especially considering that most of the population that uses crypto is not within the United States. So, kind of an interesting move.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks. I mean, I learned something. Thank you. There's a few more on like the kind of hacks and exploits, and I can go over those real quick. Curve Finance was hacked for 573,000. That was announced yesterday. Hotbit Crypto Exchange to suspend trading, deposits, withdrawals. British Lord David Curry wants to sue 4 crypto exchanges for $12 billion. Coinbase's next loss in the second quarter was $1.1 billion. Trading volume, the volume down. Just that there is, FUD out there. And you brought up one, you highlighted one, Stud. I don't know if you wanted to expand on it, but it was Master of Anons, how a crypto developer faked a DeFi ecosystem. The Cialano brothers, sorry if I butchered that, used a web of bogus identities to create an illusion of a dev community, juicing value on the Saber protocol and Solana blockchain. Did you want to comment?
Yeah, I mean I think that's what I was telling you about, that what they use for Solana's what is this, to exploit Solana. That's
the details.
and then not really that, but like they also like they kind of like developed a project and then they faked like activity in it, with developers and moving money and stuff like that. Just like what Justin Sun is doing with Tron, basically.
Okay. All right, now
Yeah, they faking activity within their project just to lure people in.
Well, wherever they're going, I want to know to avoid it. All right, now there's kind of good news, kind of on the adoption side, and there's a bunch of it. One was a little controversial, I guess, but Iran completes its first foreign trade worth $10 million using cryptocurrency, and their use of cryptocurrency and smart contracts will be widespread in the foreign trade by September this year, according to the Ministry of Industry. So I don't know if that's actually bullish, because it may, I don't know. And then out of Dubai, a major retailer day-to-day now accepts Bitcoin as crypto payment, first in the UAE. Crypto firm blockchain.com has granted a virtual asset service provider registration in Italy. El Salvador's president says the country's international tourism has increased. And their banking platform, Galloy, has launched a Bitcoin-backed synthetic dollar pegged to the US dollar. There's some other interesting adoption ones. Coca-Cola has launched an NFT collection on the Polygon network. Did you hear about that, Sted?
No. This is my first time actually hearing that.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of hype. Crypto exchange Ebanex has partnered with MasterCard, so that's just kind of a big name, to launch a Bitcoin and crypto rewards card in Australia. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg has announced plans to add Coinbase and Dapper integrations to its platform. This is some big one. BlackRock. BlackRock has partnered with Coinbase to offer Bitcoin and cryptocurrency trading services for institutional investors, and they have like 10 trillion in assets.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
That's the big buzz that I've been hearing a lot about. But like, and that's I mean, it is huge.
1% of 10 trillion?
Yeah, it's insane. It could be huge, but it depends. Like, if it's a lot of VCs, like where does that money go, and how quickly is it actually going to be integrating? I've got a feeling like the 1% move is going to be like over several years, more likely, not in a 1 year kind of window, and it might kind of start and like might be the start of centralized even more centralized VC projects that BlackRock will kind of fund on the blockchain. So it could bring like a good price boost to Bitcoin, but it could also lead to like some, I think, more negative impacts overall for crypto, depending on if we like how the community reacts to adopting BlackRock.
Well, I think
Project.
institutional money have an easier time getting into Bitcoin, generally.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, but it's exciting news. This one was interesting to me just because I work for Starbucks in real life. Starbucks to launch Web3 based loyalty program. The coffee giant is working on a new digital initiative built on the industry leading digital platform. They wouldn't say which platform. They did say it needed to be eco-friendly. I'm going to make a bold prediction and say it's going to be on ADA, but I really don't know. It's total speculation. But it's interesting to me because in Starbucks, basically the way the loyalty program works is like a cryptocurrency. You deposit money into their loyalty program. You just put the USD in there, and then when you spend it in the app, in the app, you earn points. So, I mean, it was just interesting to read that and that they're doing that.
That is pretty interesting, and I think that's probably more interesting news than BlackRock, to be honest, because if we start seeing more companies integrating parts of their business that can be actually useful, that can just use the blockchain to make it more kind of just part of everyday life, that's more interesting.
Yeah.
And that'll actually make it more mainstream than some institutional money.
Right on. Okay, well, in general, we got all that adoption news, and then there's actually a lot of exploits and some negative news. What's winning right now for you guys? The good news or the bad news? Are you bullish or just generally speaking?
I'm in the middle, you know.
Yeah.
I still think that there's long term sideways. Like I don't think
The storm's not over, but long term looks okay.
Yeah, exactly. I'm thinking like we're still probably a year, maybe two away from like a really big aggressive bull run. Like it doesn't mean we won't start trending up and sideways. Like we're heading back towards the 30,000 mark kind of thing, 32,000. I totally think that's possible, but I think talking about looking at 60,000 or new all-time highs within the next year is pretty unlikely because I think inflation is just, and with interest rates going up, people are still going to have to keep tightening their belts to just afford essentials. So that's my 2 cents.
Right on. All right. Well.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I just wanted to say like short term right now, like a month, I'm kind of like still bullish a little bit on some coins, but mid term, like maybe after September, I'm kind of bearish, and then we'll see from there how it goes.
Yeah, with
That's
the
my
U.S. midterms coming up in September, usually they try to do good things for the economy going into that period, but normally right after some of that positivity usually goes away for a little while. And so that's the timing of this news about inflation and unemployment is kind of well timed for that.
Yep.
Speaking of that, that's coming out in September, and I had a vision that the market's going to change. The market will not change until I quit smoking. And I promised my son I'm going to quit smoking on my birthday. So, and it's in September, mid-September. So, just get ready. The bull run's coming. Okay. I just have some like chain news that we can go over real quick, and we can kind of wrap up the news. AVAX, the Binance card, has added support for XRP, AVAX, and Shiba Inu. Robinhood has just listed AVAX and XLM, and the daily transaction count reaches a new all-time high of 1,514,000. So that's just kind of some good news for AVAX. Polygon Wallet has added support to buy ETH, Matic, and USD on the Polygon network. Polygon partners with Neowitz to launch a blockchain gaming platform in Stella X, and the what I mentioned about the Coca-Cola has launched an NFT collection. I have to look into that. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, I wonder what kind of like why would they release an NFT collection? Like to me, that's kind of a question mark about like
A
what's the
big
goal of it.
a big jeweler did it like with an ETH and like Bored Apes or something. I don't know, or CryptoPunks, I think. Like a big jewelry chain also did a little NFT collection. But it's adoption. It's nice to see.
Yeah, no, there's no question about that. I was just it's kind of like I'm like okay, like jewelry I get because it's like traceability of ownership and everything. I'm just wondering like where Coca-Cola fits into all of that.
Right.
Um, there was, and I think the interesting thing is like you're seeing the positive news is about two chains. It's about Polygon and it's about AVAX, and I think those will probably continue to be some of the more dominant chains moving into the future, at least for the next little while, because there's not a lot of bad news around them, and Polygon's been making some really strategic
You're leaving
moves.
out
And
Binance. It's completely.
well, Binance right now is because of the SEC looking into their to BNB and their chain being security, and they announced that I want to say a month or so ago. Um, like, uh, there's going to be some question marks, just like XRP had a lot of question marks for a while, and still has some question marks in many parts of the community. So I think BSC will kind of run into some issues in the at least in the short term, at least for the next year. And so AVAX and Polygon are really structured to be kind of the front runners.
Right on. Okay, so and then the last kind of chain news is the ETH Merge. That's kind of a big one. Earlier in the week, it seemed like there was some FUD coming out about a fork. They were going to fork it. There might be two chains now, but it seems like that has settled down. So there was kind of a bunch of announcements about that, and then the Ethereum, I can't pronounce it, Gorelli testnet successfully merges proof of stake, and this was announced this morning. Proof of stake estimated for September 15th, 16th, mid-September. They're going to launch the new chain, they're saying.
I think that's great news for crypto as a whole. Just because of the environmental factor, it'll limit some of the potential impacts of government regulation on crypto as a whole. Um, and I think ETH related alts and ETH itself could probably have a nice little bull run uh, on this news, but I don't know if it'd be enough to drive all of the market.
Yeah. What you're talking about is Godly launched the testnet for the merge that's happening. And also, just to confirm, yes, there is a fork that's happening for ETH. It's been proposed by the guys that were doing proof of work. They want to keep proof of work working, so they're proposing it. Unfortunately, today Chainlink, I think, they distanced themselves from that. So yeah, that's what's been happening with that fork. Apparently now,
There was
that's why it
a
kind of like died down.
there was a post at a Watcher Guru, and just to give them a little shout out, I get a lot of information from them. Ethereum proof of work fork supporters decided to cancel EIP 1559. So I don't know if it's like settled, but maybe it's still going on or there's another one.
IP 159. Nah, what is that again? Come on, I just forgot what that is. But yeah, I know about that too.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to watch. But you're pretty bullish on the ETH launching?
I'm not a huge ETH fan, but yeah, that's going to be bullish. I think so, but not under 15. I think before it'll be bullish. After maybe it'll go down a little.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be bullish into the launch. It's crypto always does this. It
Buy the
pumps
hype, sell the
into
news kind of thing.
yeah, it'll hype itself up. Everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my god, ETH Merge! It's gonna launch the next bull run." Um, Going into the merge, and then the merge is gonna happen. And then there's gonna be issues. There's probably gonna be some issues with proof of stake. Something not like, or the gas fees won't go down, and people will be like, "I thought the gas fees were gonna go down," and
So
then
you're saying Stud's going to be in there shorting it on the backside.
yeah,
Definitely.
you,
Yeah, the gas
I
fees won't go down. The gas fees definitely won't go down.
no, I
What
know
this
that
is
they've
going to
said
do,
that, but
it'll
I know that
stabilize the
there's
gas fees.
no, I
This will
know
just
that
stabilize the gas fees. Yeah, go ahead, man.
no, I know it won't bring them down, but I also know that there's tons of people who, even though like Vitalik's been very, very clear that they won't go down, people will still get all worked up saying that they were supposed to go down when they didn't. Like 100%.
Yeah, this will just stabilize the gas fees. They'll be much more stable than what they are right now.
But not cheaper,
Yeah.
you're saying, huh?
Yeah, not really cheaper. No.
Yeah, okay.
The
So
gas
like
fees will go down probably next year because I forgot what they're doing to them next year. That will happen next year.
I think what it could happen is we could see ETH alts, so Polygon, Optimism, a whole bunch of those kind of like uh, ZK rollups and stuff might kind of be a little stagnant in the next like few weeks heading into the merge, and they might actually get a little bit of a rally after the merge because people will be like, "Oh, we still need these even with the new ETH merge and proof of stake." So that'd be my 2 cents. I don't know what you think there, Stud.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Yeah, right on, guys. Well, like I really enjoyed that. Thanks for kind of entertaining that idea. It was a bit of an experiment. We'll see how it goes. I'm curious how it sounds afterwards. We can get in some updates from Universal. I know there was some stuff you want to talk about the NFT marketplace.
Yeah, just to wrap up the NFT marketplace, we kind of like doing our last test also. It's like Ethereum, they doing the last test. We're doing our last test with bridge. So we actually added the bridge functionality, which is working. We're doing our final test with that, and then after that, right now we're actually building the front end and the JavaScript for that one. And then once that is integrated, we definitely launching. Our aim date for now is 29th of August this month to launch everything. That's when we're planning to launch that.
And
So that's pretty much done. So I'm really excited to see for the launch for that one.
It's incredible. We've got a date, and that it's really close, guys. So
Yeah.
if you haven't grabbed your NFT, I would definitely grab an NFT because that's pretty awesome. Not financial
Yeah.
advice.
Yeah, just adding one more thing. Like we are planning to launch today actually the new staking, which not staking, the new minting, which has the staking feature. But because the staking feature is not working, actually the other guys are advising that we shouldn't launch it, without the staking feature. So we should wait to add the staking feature to it, which is working, which we have tested properly, which works properly. So we'll launch everything all together on the date that we promised, 29th August. Everything will be launched then.
And to be clear, this is for the NFT marketplace. Yeah.
Exactly. This is for the NFT marketplace and the NFT minting and also NFT staking. Correct.
And then I know I've been getting a few questions about. Do you have any projections, or do you want to? Sorry to put you on the spot, but for a timeline for when we're going to launch the protocol.
What I can say is that during the NFT staking, we'll have kind of like preset tokens where people who already bought the NFTs can be able to stake the NFTs and they'll get rewards. That won't be pretty much the tokens that we're going to use, but they're going to be tokens that are going to be comfortable to the ULAND tokens. That's what I can say. But for the date for the token launch, I just cannot say yet for that. I don't know when. I just don't want to put a promise that I cannot meet.
No, I appreciate you speaking to it. I just wanted to give you a chance to answer the question.
Yeah.
Well, excited for the
Yeah, but
NFT to
but
launch.
that also is very close because the we already have a lot of utility for the token. We're just finalizing the tokenomics with that. That's basically what we're doing. We're trying to make sure that the tokenomics are super super okay because tokenomics mean everything, for the project, for longevity and everything. That's why we actually, but the token won't take as much time as the NFT marketplace is taking.
Yeah, with
Yeah,
the NFT marketplace, it'll give us because right now we're kind of doing word of mouth marketing. It'll give us
exactly.
an opportunity to collaborate and kind of get
Yeah,
into
and
details.
and also we'll have the staking feature for our people who bought NFTs for us. So
Correct.
we'll have already utility for that, and we'll be able to give out rewards.
Sounds wonderful. All right. Well, thanks. Is there any questions from the AMA Ledger or chat that anybody wanted to ask, or anything that we need to cover? Want to add? All right. Cool. Well, excited to have a launch date for the NFT marketplace, August 29th. So we'll stay updated on that. Thank you everyone for joining us. We will post a YouTube video soon. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. The feedback is appreciated. And do visit we do have a live seed round mint for Obsidian KYC. There's not too many left, so please get in early and join this universe of travelers. Thanks very much, everybody.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye, guys.
Cheers. Nice to have you, Ozzy. Nice to have you, Ghost. Nice to have you, Andrew. Nice to have you, everyone. Cheers. Bye bye.